Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on the comic shop, starring Jesse Metcalf as a comic book shop owner who's about to go out of business, and Eric Roberts is shutting him down. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys. Books 1 through 16 available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. This is a very sort of soft kind of movie, very sort of low key. So the guy, he's fallen on the hard times. He's got another month before his lease is up at the comic store. Another big comic book store has moved in. I don't know how. And then a kid comes into the shop and offers to build him a website. I guess he goes to the San Diego Comic Con, and so he builds him a website to help him. And then in return, Jesse or Mike teaches him how to draw. But then he rediscovers that he wanted to be an illustrator, and then I guess he gets a job as an illustrator. And then Carrot Top makes a cameo. It just, the music's bad. Number one, bad background music. It looks very low budget to me. So like this, I guess, takes place at a convention. It doesn't feel like a convention in this little clip. Here, he's telling him to imagine a dog in a parking lot as an alien, and the kid goes, wow, which is an odd thing. Here you've got the dad who doesn't want to encourage his son's dreams as a comic book artist, and the mom who's encouraging him. It doesn't scream strong story to me, or very funny. It's just kind of like mild, like, okay, all right, so that's the story. It's a story about a guy who rediscovers that he wants to be an artist instead of running a comic book shop, I guess. And it's, I don't know, it's just not very exciting. But somehow they got Eric Roberts to be in it and Carrot Top to make cameos. And this is his rival. He runs the big comic book shop down the street, you know, the big corporate one. They're always building those big corporate comic books. Why did you shoot this thing in 1995? Back when comic books were still selling? That would be my criticism of it. It's just not tuned into what's going on in the world of comics today. Like, you should be talking about how the entire industry is dying. not just this one comic book store. It's dying because the comic books are horrendous. And the real creators are they're doing Kickstarter stuff and crowdfunding. So here's the dog. He turns into an alien. I mean, this part is, I recognize, going to shows and stuff. But again, it just doesn't smack of the reality today. There's no other way to put it. So first act, he's running a comic book store. It's on the verge of closing. He needs some help. A kid comes into the store. He can build websites, and he wants to learn to draw. So in exchange to teaching him how to draw, he builds him a website to save the store. Second act, I think the store portion of the story just goes away, and it's about the relationship between him and the kid, and they become good friends, and he's like a mentor to him. And then at some point, the guy realizes he doesn't want to really run a comic book store, and punches out his rival, and I guess loses his store anyway, and goes on to become a comic book artist again, and then gives up the store because that was his plan B job anyway. Okay, that would be extremely lucky of him, to get a gig that would pay his bills. But I mean, if they did it like he did a crowdfunding. I mean, some of these crowdfunders made millions of dollars. That could save the store. Oh yeah, that could save his entire life. but I don't think they're going down that path. And the third act, I guess they find their dream. Both of them become working comics. That is the dream for a lot of us. Unfortunately, the reality is the entire industry is collapsing. And I'm not seeing that here. Let's read the write up. Follow Mike, the owner of a small story shop. Story shop? In a strip mall in Las Vegas. Okay. That's an odd write up. Let's see what the IMDb says, if it's even in here. This feels like a movie that was made by a bunch of comic fans. Oh, the poster's pretty nice. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same write-up. Director Jonathan L. Bowen, who also co-wrote it with Scott Reed. Yeah. Would I see it? I mean, I want to like it. I really do. There's Eric Roberts. Is Carrot Top on this list? No? Maybe it wasn't really Carrot Top then. I mean, I want to like it. I want it to do well. I want it to be good. I have to be honest, I probably wouldn't see this. Or I'd probably watch it and then get annoyed. I mean, it just doesn't speak to what's going on in comics today. Sorry, guys. I have to be honest. So, I'd probably pass. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. I gotta go to bed. I got a lot to do tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow with more videos. That's one of the things I have to do. And Sunday, tune in for the live stream at 7. Check me out at Nerdfest, a comic book show, from 10 to 4 on Sunday. And if you come by, I'll tell you what actually happens in the world of comics. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow.